Здравствуйте всем, всех приветствую. Hello everybody. Today we're reading this beautiful book. It's called The Mitten. It's a Ukrainian folk tale adapted and illustrated by Jan Brat. Jan Brat is the illustrator. And that's important to remember because I absolutely love the illustrations in this book. I think it has a wonderful illustrations. Well, let's begin. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as the snow. Okay, well here's a Nicky. He wanted a mittens. At first, his grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you will never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. That's his grandma, Baba. And that's Nicky. And that's the mittens. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you're safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. Oh, so he lost one of his mittens. And Grandma told him, come home with the mittens, I will check for it. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. Okay, so you see the little mole in Russian mole is a krot. Krot found a mitten. In Russian mitten is a varishka. That looks like Russia because Russia have long and very snowy winters. Here's Nicky running home. There's the bunny, and there's a mole made a burrow in the mitten. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but then she saw the rabbit big kickers. He moved over. Oh, okay, so the rabbit came by, saw the mitten, and decided to get in there also. And I guess he managed to do it somehow. So now there's a mole and a rabbit in a mitten. And now someone else is coming. Who is that? Do you know? Next, a hedgehog came sniffing along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. Okay, so now we have a rabbit, we have a mole, and we have a hedgehog, all trying to get into this mitten. Do you guys know how to say rabbit in Russian? It's gonna be krolik, krolik, krolik. Do you know how to say hedgehog? Hedgehog is a ежик, ежик, ежик. And the mole, I told you earlier, the mole is a крот, крот. So he's still looking for his mitten, I guess. And here comes the owl. Let's see what happens next. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, I don't even know what that means, glinty talons, they quickly let him in. I guess they're talking about his nails. Yeah, so they quickly let him in. Okay, so now the owl also live in the mitten with all of these animals. With the крот, excuse me, with the ежик, the hedgehog, with the bunny, and now there's an owl. An owl in Russian is sova, sova, sova. Now all four of them gonna live in the mitten. Oh, and here's somebody else is on the way, looks like. So let's see what happens next. Oh, I can't believe they all fit in there. I bet that feels really cozy, especially with the hedgehog on your side. That's funny. Up through the snow appeared a badger. So the badger, barsuk, the badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him a thumb. His diggers, I guess. They saw his diggers and gave him a thumb. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, all right. Guess who's coming next? That is a magic mitten. I don't know of any mitten that could stretch like that. Very interesting. All right. Well, let's move on. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzles in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. Oh, okay, they saw his shiny teeth and they said, okay. Okay. Oh boy. Don't tell me the bear got in there also. That is impossible. All right, so let's see. A great bear lumbered by. Bear. In Russian, bear is medved. Medved. Bear. Medved. He spied the mitten and pumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be, but what animal would argue with the bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size. But Baba's good knitting held fast. Wow, so Baba is good knitting, held fast, held strong. Wow, yeah, that's some super magic knitting skill. Baba is a magic lady. She is a real magician, a witch, if she could knit like that. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wiggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. All right, so there's a mouse, there's a fox, there's an owl, there's a mole and a bunny and a hedgehog and a badger. Do you remember, guys, how to say these animals in Russian? This is ежик. This is кролик. This is крот. This is барсук. This is bear, медведь. This is мышка, mouse, мышка. Fox, лиса. И сова, owl, сова. The bear, tickled by the mouse whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. All right, so the bear sneezed and everybody flew out of the mitten. All of the animals. Okay. On his way home, Nicky saw a white sheep in the distance. It was the lost Mitten, silhouetted against the blue sky. All right, so the Mitten came back to him. I'm telling you, it's a magic Mitten. It's absolutely a magic Mitten, and his grandma is the witch. As he ran to catch his snow-white Mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still has his new mittens. Oh yeah, so he got his mitten. This is his yard, and that's his grandma in the window looking at him. The end. Oh, and she's like, and why is this mitten so big? Why is that mitten so small? I bet she's really puzzled. I know I would be, definitely. If one of my kids would come home and bring one mitten so stretched out. That was an interesting fairy tale. How did you like it, guys? Please let us know. Write a comment and push like if you like our stories. And see you next time.